Wow, this is only a test. I'm just trying to see if this is actually going to show up on my YouTube channel and everything like it's supposed to, or what it's actually going to do. So this is only probably going to be about 5 minutes long or less. So just testing the system. And hey, so can you hear me and see me, Renee? Hi, Renee. Can you hear me? Yep. Cool. Wonderful. Okay, great. Because this is actually the first time I've tried to do this. UFOs, do you have something going on with UFOs? Or are you just mentioning UFOs like you want to hear about UFOs? Because I actually have plenty of, whoa, something just fell off. I have plenty of UFOs around here. We don't have any shortage. I saw a double bubble ship go right over Kent from like north to south. It was pretty cool, but by the time I got my camera working on my phone, it was over. It was like already past. And it happens a lot. They're white and they look blurry. They look like maybe it's one object and it looks blurry because actually it's two objects flying side by side and they're a little bit out of sync. So it makes your eyes feel funny because it's like jiggly looking, but it's actually two craft flying side by side and they're just white orbs is all they look like. It's really weird. It's like I was so surprised when I saw one just right over my freaking head. I mean, I'm like, whoa, you know, and nobody noticed it. I think I'm the only person who noticed it. But that's the problem with a lot of phenomena is even when I tried to record the deer running across our parking lot at Mark's, the deer was gone before I could get out my darn cam on my phone. Hey, no, I'm not wearing any clothes. I'm doing the broadcast naked, just for you guys. You can keep your hat on. Remember that song? No, I'm naked. I'm not going to tell you. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. Hey, if you guys are on, might as well call it a stream. Want to call it a stream? Anybody want to come on and talk about anything, or anybody want me to talk about anything? Maybe I should just make this a time of mine, like right after Mog, because I'm going to be on to help mod Mog anyway. So what do you think? Is this a good time? Too much information. No, I ain't going to tell you. I ain't going to give you any information. Nope. Okay, I will. I'm actually just wearing a little sundress. I just got out of the shower. So, remote viewing. Yes. Actually, I just did a video. I haven't put it out slightly mentioning remote viewing, but oh, SOAR is on. Oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry. SOR. I'm sore that I know. I'm sorry that I pulled you off a sore, but no, I'm not sore because I'm glad you're on. Okay, well, I didn't know that, or I would have gone with you and done this. Would you rather see SOR and see this after SOR, because this is totally within my control. But yeah, oh, you're at my first live stream though. I'm so happy. How do I mod you? Ah, how do I make you a mod? Oh, cool. Wow, great. Thank you. Yeah, well, I have been waiting to do this because honestly, I, I've been a little challenged lately with this stuff. Do your thing. Do your thing quick. Boom, 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 boom. Word up. Okay, well, old songs notwithstanding. Hey, Bill, how you doing? Gosh, I'm so glad to see you here. Hey, there's some actually people coming up on this stream test. Thank you. Ah, yes, hugs to you too, babes. All of you. Hugs, hugs, hugs. Um, is it coming? It's coming up on my boy. This is great. I've hit a new level. Okay, remote viewing. Well, it's an interesting thing. I was saying this on a video I'm working on. There's no Cameo. Does somebody want to come on? Hang on. You can come on. You can come on if you want. There's the link. My first live. Oh, I mean, great. Anyway, it's been really hard getting here. Remote viewing. Well, one of the things that happened, I think, that put me on the trail of remote viewing is, first of all, being born to a crazy father who was into all kinds of metaphysical and paranormal subjects. My dad was a paranormal nut. So, oh, it's so rad. Yes, I love it. It's awesome. It's, yeah. But my dad, he was, you know how some kids look around and they're searching around and they find daddy's porn under the bed. That's not what I found. What I found was my dad's Fate magazines, which were paranormal magazines. And I think that was probably a huge influence on interesting. Something keeps beeping. Let me see if I can fix that. Hang on. I'm going to mute myself for just a moment. Okay, tell me if it's gone now. And if you hear it again, let me know. Thank you for telling me that. I think that the beep was probably my answering machine. It was really soft, but somehow the mic picked it up. So it's a good mic at least. So yeah, my dad was kind of a geek, and he also had some abilities himself. And my parents did take me when I was young to a church where miracles happened. And so that gave me the idea that things could happen without um, a good explanation, a regular explanation, because they happen all the time. I mean, my dad had prophetic dreams, and I watched him heal my paralyzed dog. So it's that kind of thing happens in your life, and you're wondering, oh, great, that was it. Yeah. Pew, 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 pew. Whoa. Anyway, yeah. And after you see enough really weird stuff, you come to the realization that weird stuff can happen. And And so it still though comes as a surprise because you go to school, you get programmed by TV, you get programmed by school, you get programmed by everybody, by you know other people, and you I don't know. It is really a programming process because I think really we all would be able to do this. I should be able to do it. But I think what really brought me back into it in a big way was when I died. I had a near-death experience and realized that I'm back here for some reason. You know, it's not just an accident that I came back. So, yeah, it was. Actually, it was strange because honestly, um, the church was a famous church at the time, but she would not go on TV ever because she said that the devil owned TV and she would never want to be on TV. So when people wanted her to come on TV, she wouldn't do it. And she wouldn't let them videotape her for TV or anything. Her name was Catherine Kuhlman. I was on stage with her in the choir during the holidays. So I got to see things up close and personal. And there was some kind of a current that would run through when there would be healing. And I could feel that. And as a kid, this all made an impression on me. So, and yet when I went to Sunday school there, they were giving you a lot of the same Sunday school stuff, that you get in Sunday school. And I was one of those kids that asked all the wrong questions. All the wrong questions. Oh, yeah, Catherine Kuhlman was interesting. She had this voice. She was actually kind of scary. As a kid, I remember she would say, "Hello, I've been waiting for you." And as a kid, you're there. Me? How do you know? How do you know I'm here? Little kid. She's been waiting for me. How did she know? I'm sorry, my left eye, I'm probably going to be rubbing it because Alien stuck something in there the other. No, I don't know why. It's just been bothering me and tearing up a lot. So, but maybe, this is the one that really, I had a weird dream that my ex, when I was with my ex, that we were there with some other people and that he was taking my eye out with a butter knife while these other people were present, and they were kind of short people. I think they were actually really grays. And I wonder if really they didn't put something behind my eye because my left eye I always get trouble with. Is somebody trying to come into the studio? I'm hearing weird noises. I don't know what it means. Maybe it's just chat noises. I don't know. If you're trying to come in to the studio, let me know. And I'll see if I can get you in because this is a test after all. Other than that, the Magic Zoo boat. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I asked about a lot of things and I got in so much trouble in Sunday school. I got in some trouble in school too. I was always a question asker. What's she going to do? I mean, inquiring minds want to know. And then they treat you like some kind of heretic because just because I asked them why Jesus said, "Know ye not that ye are gods and sons of gods?" Doesn't that mean that we're gods? They're like, "Oh, your soul needs to be saved again." Well, it's already been saved. You know what? I don't really need anybody to save it. It's fine. It's doing well. I know we go on. I have written a song to that effect, by the way, and you'll probably be hearing that song too. I'm going to be making a recording of that and getting my music online too as soon as I can figure it out. But, you know, trying to teach an old lady new tricks. Talking about tricks. Hey, where's Nessie? I'm going to have to spank her if she doesn't come on. Nessie isn't in here. I'm mad. I'm going to cry. Anyway, let's see. What else can I tell you about it? I didn't realize that I was remote viewing for a while. It took me a while. But what happened basically was because I know people that had problems, and I was one of those people that you come to talk about problems. Everybody would say, you know what, I think you would maybe understand this. Because actually, yes, I had studied all kinds of things. So then they would say that, and I'd do stuff and not really know how I was doing it. It's just most of this stuff I don't know until I do it, that I'm doing it. I have no idea. Hey, are you taking off, Belle? Is that what I'm hearing? Oh, is Mog in here? Hi, Mog. Hi, how you doing? I don't know how to make anybody a mod in here. I have no idea how to do that. Can somebody tell me? Because I know I'm probably sooner or later going to need mods. And so I'm glad that you're on, Mog. And by the way, if anybody wants to join me, it's here. Off like a prom dress. Okay, so this is my first test at a streaming, and so far I'm glad to see anybody in here. Do you think this is a good time? Well, no, you say SOR is on. I'm trying to figure out when I should stream, because I too don't want to step on anybody's toes. I mean, I don't want to be running, I don't want you to have to choose between us all. So that's okay, sweetie. I'm so glad you showed up. I'm very honored that you showed, okay? I'm honored that anybody showed. I'm so happy that anybody showed up. And, oh, gosh, what else can I say about remote viewing? Well, so all of a sudden, when somebody asked me a question, I noticed I saw pictures in my mind. And I started describing what I was seeing, and it turned out to be right, what was actually going on. And I'm like, still, it didn't occur to me that I was remote viewing somehow. I had, it just, the two things just didn't go together to me, Yeah, I love you guys too. I was hoping you'd show. I want to make you a mod, Bomber, because you're a good mod. That's why everybody wants you to be a mod, because you're awesome. Everybody loves you. Ah, thank you, Cookie. I'm so glad I can depend on you. You're great. Anyway, basically, the whole thing about remote viewing is I think everybody can do it. It's like daydreaming. It's the same thing as when you see daydreaming. What? What's the matter, Bomber? Oh, you're happy? You think that's funny? Okay. Thank you. Yeah. It's kind of like daydreaming. It's sort of like that imagery. It's almost like an overlay on what you are normally seeing. Like you're thinking of something in the back of your mind, like you're remembering something or picturing something in your mind. That's what it's like. And that's also why you can mistake it sometimes and you're not sure about it because you're thinking, did I dream that up or am I really seeing that? And it can be at first confusing. Now, I know people who were brought up in families where this was all normal and they talked about it. My family never talked about this much, really, at all. And click on her name. Click on her name. It says put user in timeout or block user. That's all it says. That won't do. I don't want to do either of those. And then it says show or hide. When I click on it, show. I want to show Bomber. I don't understand. Okay, I don't see it. Oh, come on. How do I? It's not letting me do it. Okay, you mean in I know what you mean. You're talking about in YouTube. Of course. StreamYard's not going to let me do it. I'd have to do it on YouTube. Duh. Okay, Bomber. The very next time you come in, I'm going to have it set up to where I also have this playing on YouTube, but on mute. And then I'll be able to mod you guys, okay? I don't know if I can mod you once the thing goes offline, you know, but I'll try. Okay. Yeah, make her a mod on YouTube. You're not irresponsible. You remind me of me. Yeah, you do, Bomber. A younger me. I mean, really, you might be doing this when you're older, okay? You might be doing the same stuff I'm doing because it sounds like you have a really close connection with nature, which is another thing that is shamanic. You end up working with nature and nature starts to listen to you. And it sounds like you've already got that going on. So when you have that relationship with nature and you have a dialogue opened up, you can actually do a lot of things that people who don't have that can't do. Like I would have meditations and dreams about Mother Earth talking to me, and she would tell me things like, if you would only learn to use systems that I already have in place, you could do anything you wanted to. Yeah, you're like my girl. I didn't have any kids, but I just adopted you, okay? um, she said you can do all kinds of things. You just need to learn to work the systems that are already there in place for you. I think we were really originally supposed to be stewards of this place. I don't think we were supposed to be slaves. We were made as slaves. I don't think we were made to be idiots, just idiots following some, yeah, I don't know. I think probably we were guardians of this place and we knew the way to make things happen here. And something happened to change that. So, and not even knowing it, my dreams are incredible. Yeah, you probably are, because that's one of the things that happened with me. Like, I spend a lot of time in my car and I would want to go somewhere but not be able to go. And I would be thinking about it. Like there was this one fair, this one open air place that I wanted to go to the show, but the shows were kind of expensive. But people saw me there anyway because I'd fall asleep in the car thinking about I'd like to go there, and I'd have kind of half remembered dreams about it. And then later people would say, that they saw me there. And I just, oh, yes, we have failed terribly, but we didn't know. We didn't know. Yeah, well, I won't forsake you, dear. It's hard to be forsaken. I'm I'm going to be here. Don't worry. Even when you manage to kill me, I come back. So sorry about your luck. I'm like a bad weed. I'm like a dandelion. It's hard to get rid of. Anyway, yeah. Well, we didn't know, Mog. I think that's the problem is we've been told a whole bunch of things that is bogus, bull crap. It's actually, I'm in the suburbs, so I guess, no, I'm not in the suburbs. I'm actually more in the country, so I guess it could be bull crap. Because otherwise it would have to be dog crap because that's all you find in the suburbs. But, but yeah, no, it's okay, Bummer. Yeah, eh. I like Canada. I almost moved to Canada. I was thinking of moving to Canada, but I don't think you guys are really much better off than we are right now. Honestly, I loved my dad took us to Canada every year. He loved Niagara Falls area. And so I was up in Canada like 2 or 3 times a year, every year for all of my childhood. Okay, so I basically had Canada was like a second home. So, but it was a tourist trap too. But I still loved it. I loved I loved Canada. However, I went up there to see the Phantom of the Opera, and it was so cold because it was during winter. And I got to say, you guys got some cold freaking. I mean, we have some cold winters down here. We've had them. But you guys, when your winters get cold, they are so freaking cold. You want to pull up the snow to get warm with it because it's still warmer than the wind that blows. It's horrible. To keep the hamster wheel turning and the money machine running. Yeah. You know what? Really, Cookie? Maybe I saw you there at some point. You know what? I feel like I've met you, Cookie. Maybe at a gamer event or something. I used to do gamer events. As a matter of fact, I was with a group that I was the president of a science fiction club at Akron U, and we brought the first gaming science fiction and fantasy convention to Akron. And it was a lot of fun. And people look at that and say geeks, and you know what I see? I see people who are free thinkers. Yeah, you have to be in order to imagine yourself as another being, as another person on another world. You kind of have to be able to have a mind that can handle that. And so gamers are a little different. However, I gotta say, gamers get obsessed and they get, how can I say, game dependent. My ex-husband certainly got game dependent. Winter is real business. No kidding. In Ontario, oh, really? They complain here, and yeah, I know. They're serious. They are serious. Oh, really, Mug? They're pretty bad too. Wisconsin winters. Oh my goodness. What's so bad about Wisconsin winters? Is there like tons of ice or? You know what? I don't mind snow quite as much as ice. However, I have seen some horrific snowstorms. Brutal cold. Yeah. We've had that here. We don't always get that here, but we do usually get at least 1 or 2 really bad nights that make me glad that I'm not an animal trying to live through this out in the woods, or a homeless person. I really was worried about our homeless people during COVID because it wasn't quite warm here yet. And I was wondering how they were staying warm because they depend on places like the library being open and fast food places that stay open late to get warm. And from what I hear, it was brutal. The lockdown was very brutal for the homeless. Um, so I really hope that doesn't happen again this year. They're talking about a second lockdown and a second wave. And it's like, no, I don't know how. I don't know how the homeless would handle winter. I don't know how they do it. Um, the cold winters build character. Well, you're different from me. Actually, I used to be that way. No, it's true. I used to be that way. Come to think of it, I used to be a lot. I taught my car to ski and ice skate. Yeah, no. You know what? Snow doesn't bother me as much as ice, and the reason is, you can get hurt. People get hurt in the ice. It's like the snow. We've had those snow. Like I was here for. I don't know if Cookie's old enough to remember what snow was like back in. I don't know how old you are, hon, but if you remember, 75, 76, somewhere around then, we had this blizzard that was just nonstop and so much snow that people were getting caught in their homes and they were getting stranded by the side of the road and dying by the side of the road from exposure because we hadn't seen anything quite like it before and weren't quite prepared. And that's when they started telling everybody to put together some kind of a survival kit in your car because you could get buried over by the side of the road if your car stops and they may not dig you out for a day. Really hard. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hard on the body. Yeah. Cold gets me more now, but I've had accidents. Yeah. Sometime. Oh, good Lord. I do. We had snow 6 feet tall. Yep. We did. And, it's funny because I remember we had a cat and a dog, and we opened the back door to let them out, and we couldn't let them out because this wall of snow. It's like, oops. The cat and the dog are just looking at us like, I thought you guys had this under control. What's going on here? What's up here? You guys control everything. What's up with this? I want to go out. I got to go potty. Oh boy. Yep. Oh, you're going up. Chris, are you going to Canada? You son of a gun. You're going to actually do it? See, I was thinking of doing it. But the thing that stopped me was the cold. That was the thing. When I was in that winter, when we went to the Plantagenet Theater, that was so cold. I'm like, oh my God. Love will take care of everything. Love will keep you warm. Yeah, the tornadoes at Tagazzini came the next summer. That's right. We've had some extreme weather here in Ohio. Very extreme. I mean, um, we have tornadoes and sometimes big storms. But ever since I learned to split storms, it's really funny because I remember I went to lunch one day and there were two people in line talking about how weird it was that somehow we haven't had in this town that I live in, we haven't had any really destructive bad storms in years. Ever since I got here. Oh, that was weird too. I didn't know I could do that either. That was another thing I found out by accident, that somehow I could back off a storm. It's called splitting a storm, and actually is something that was the medicine person would do, or the witch, or the whatever you had to deal with that kind of thing. Splitting a storm, and then it goes into two smaller storms. And if everybody did that, we'd only have small storms. We wouldn't have huge, horrific storms. We'd have, smaller, more manageable storms. I mean, if we had people in every town who would do that, we'd be okay. But we have forgotten that. Once again, we forgot that we can do something about mitigating the weather. Now, I don't suggest that you completely try to eradicate weather, because there's reasons things happen. And when I was a kid, there was this lady who would always come to me on a full moon and sit on my bed and talk to me. And as a kid, I didn't realize there was anything weird about this, right? And I told them, all kinds of things, and they told me all kinds of things. Oh, any further? Yeah, our summers are fairly mild. But we have had 80s recently, like this year. But anyway, so once again, if we knew that we could do this, and we had people in every area that did this, we wouldn't have all these crazy issues that we have. We wouldn't have to worry about what is this? Oh, there's some kind of a comment coming up. I don't know how to do that, but that's cool. So somebody's making a comment when I hear that bell. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's messages for it. I still don't understand this. I'm trying. You want to? Okay, we'll do some practice on that. One of the things I can do is, with this streaming now, I can probably have classes, like I know somebody who has remote viewing class online, and I know how he does that, so I could do something like that. I could also do something like splitting storms, a meditation for that. Mostly it's just wrapping your head around the fact that it is possible. Okay. Also, if you want to prepare for this, you're going to have to detox your pineal gland. That would help a lot. Although there are people who manage to do it without that. We're getting really assaulted by people who are determined to keep us stupid. Okay. MeWe, I'm going to check and see if it is MeWe. Let me check. Oh, maybe it is. I don't know. I could just, for now, click out of MeWe or something. If I can find where I have it on. Gosh, this is all new. I'm going to have to do that too when MeWe here. Okay, I found it. No. And I'm just going to click out of MeWe for now. Okay, so there you go. Detoxify the gland. Okay. There's lots of ways to do that. The number one way is to avoid this horrible cocktail that we have been presented with. It is what I call the perfect cocktail for destruction. And that is fluoride in the water, or from anything else, because fluoride is in a lot of products now. And it's in, even they put it in food and gum, all kinds of things. Fluoride will absolutely, and people know this, will absolutely mess with your pineal gland. Another one is glyphosate. And I just I'm trying to think of the guy's name because my friend Paul is a homeopath, and he was telling me that he was listening to this guy talk about it, and he is a very learned man. He's a doctor and I think a scientist too, was saying the four things that really wreck your pineal gland and really wreck us in general are fluoride, glyphosate, which is Roundup, which is a sort of a diluted agent. Orange, why in the heck is it even on the market? And I'm trying to think what the other two things are. But it's almost like everything that they come out with saying, oh, we need this for whatever reason. You know, oh, you need this for your teeth. Now, I don't know. Maybe YouTube, maybe I'll get in trouble for saying that this is not the truth. I don't know. Or maybe they'll just pass right by my channel because it's so small. But honestly, it's not me saying this. It's somebody else saying, you know, a very learned person beyond me saying that we have so many things that, oh, and 5G was one of them. I forget what the other one was. But yeah, there are things that just are no good for your pineal gland. And I think maybe too many of us were waking up and being able to do things. And for some reason, somebody doesn't want that to happen, maybe. Right? So I would say it depends on how calcified it gets, because the calcification of the pineal gland is your third eye. It's called that because it's lined with crystals that if you were to take these crystals and hit them, strike them, they would produce all different kinds of colors. And somehow those crystals produce what you see with your third eye. I am not geeky enough to quite understand all of it. So if that gets calcified, if that gets a residue, I guess, and fluoride will do it, yeah, I would say stay away from it as much as possible. But, you know, there are people who have managed to overcome that. As a matter of fact, I wonder sometimes if that's what happens. Some of us found ourselves way more psychic after a bump on the head, and you've heard this before. Even though we were, like, back in the days when I was reading cards, we'd have, once in a while, we'd have an accident where we bashed our head on something or and all of a sudden, boom, we have another gift. It's weird. It's like, why did that happen? Well, obviously it happened so we could have another gift. I wouldn't suggest bashing yourself in the head to get a gift. Okay? We don't understand how this happens. But yeah, I would say stay away from, you know, once again, stuff that used to be normal, like vegetables without pesticides, vegetables without, you know, and food without crap in it, and no fluoride, and not overexposing yourself to EMFs. Which unfortunately I'm going to be doing more because I'm live streaming, but I do turn my Wi-Fi off. You know what? I got a funny feeling. Yeah, shook off some dust. That's what I wonder. I wonder if maybe getting smacked in the head somehow knocks something off of the pineal gland, and then we had something more than we had before. I don't know. It could be, Mog. See, that's what we need more. And you know what? Somebody does know. I guarantee there are people who know. They're just not telling us. Just not telling us. Somebody knows all this stuff. you know. And yeah, that makes me sound like a crazy conspiracy theorist. Well, maybe it does. But I'm pretty sure that somebody had to have figured it out by now. And this fellow that Paul was listening, my friend Paul was listening to, was saying, and his name is Dietrich Klingen something. Klingen something. Anyway, he said it could be accidental that all this stuff they picked together is coming together, that they keep adding this stuff. But it's such a perfect cocktail that it's, they work together so perfectly. The idea that it's just an accident is really, he thinks the probability of it being accidental is very small. But we don't know because we're not allowed to know. But I can help you with it. And meditation, they always tell you meditation. And there's all kinds of things that'll help it. And there's all kinds of different gifts that you can have too. Are so many senses. We talk about the 5 senses and the 6th sense, but the 6th sense is actually a whole bunch of other senses. When you open up that 6th sense, it's really a bunch of them. I mean, every sense that you have in of your 5 senses, you also have it inside that etheric realm. You also have it extrasensory, everything. I mean, you can, there's clairaudience, which is you hear. There's clairsentience, which is you're just aware, you don't know how, that kind of thing. And I'm going to do a thing on all the clairs, and I'm going to help you get rid of some of the dust, shake off some of the dust. We'll get it off, okay? So I would love to see everybody functioning at least on some level enough to be able to help me with all of the stuff that I do, because honestly, there's a lot of work to be done. I mean, seriously, I really don't believe that all of this crazy stuff that happens, we can do something about it. As a matter of fact, my guides, who are me, by the way, your highest and best guides always turn out to be you. Okay, a version of you. That's been my experience, and many other people have found this to be true. There are some version of you that just knows more, that's just farther along. And I know that's hard to explain, but I don't see time as running necessarily concurrently either lives. I think we live a whole lot of lives at the same time, but we just see them as linear. That's the best that I can come up with. That's the best explanation I've come up with, because I actually have talked to my other selves. So that's another show too. So I'll talk about that sometimes. You can talk to yourself, and actually it appears to be another person, but it's you. One time I read that you could travel to the future and talk to your future self and see how you got through a certain time of life so that you would feel better about it. How did I get through? And I did that. And I didn't know it, because the woman that I met looks more like I do now. And she told me some things. I didn't know who she was. I said, wow, she seems like I'm related to her. She looks a bit like my mom, but she's not my mom. Who was that person I was dreaming about? Well, it was me. Now I look at pictures of me and I think of what that woman looked like that I met, that I talked to. She was me. Now. Whoa, that'll bake your noodle, and baked noodles are a specialty over here at Oceans. Yep, that's why they call me the Oracle Ken, if you remember in Matrix movie. What'll really bake your noodle is if you would have still broken that vase if I hadn't said anything. It is trippy. And when you try and tell people, and I think this is how people get lost, is because a lot of us too get lost on this. We get tripped up in it and tangled up in it because it is so trippy. First of all, people don't believe you. Most of the time, your family thinks you are a complete nutcase, most of the time, whether they tell you or not. A lot of times they do tell you right out, though, oh, you're a weird kid. And my mother always kind of treated me like, oh, wow. Are we sure that they didn't switch you at birth or something? There were times when it was like, must have switched. I wasn't looking that close. Maybe I got somebody else's kid. But no, I look too much like her. Sorry, Mom. And I know you're listening. She's passed on, but I know she listens in. She's probably watching the show from wherever she is now. Hi, Mom. Anyway, that's another thing. It's a great thing because then, and there are people who will argue and they'll say, well, you're just imagining this and you're just imagining that. And it's like, everything is in your head. Nothing would happen if it didn't process. All your brain is doing is processing vibrations, processing frequencies, processing symbols. Okay. And spitting them out, making sense of them, putting them, giving you a view, like your eyes are just taking in light, and they even see upside down and your brain turns it right side up. So we're really weird, creatures we are. But if you think about it, that's all anything ever is what do you perceive? And what you can perceive, this is why I think some people go astray. It's real for them. There are some things that maybe isn't real for the rest of us, but it's real for them. And it hurts them just as much as if it's real. And what is reality anyway? We have tons of, come on, cryptid sightings, UFO sightings, spirit sightings. Everybody in the world isn't crazy, or are they? Or if they are, then we're all crazy in the same way. And I guess that's just a part of our being human. I'm waxing philosophical. I got that waxing philosophical build up now. Okay, we're coming just about up on an hour. Like I scared. Bomber says my mom often looked at me like I scared her or shook her to some degree. And Chris says my dad's side of the family treats me like that. Yes. Like, did we pick up the wrong kid at the hospital? What happened here? Yeah, it's unique. I'm pretty sure that not one of us is in quite the same reality as the other one. I think we have some things it's like a common consensus. But what's really happening for us is different for every single person and inside everybody else's head. We aren't going anywhere. Oh, really? Okay. Because I get 20 hours a month. And so I can go a little bit longer tonight. Since this is my first one, I'll go over an hour and we'll see. Because honestly, I'm enjoying this too. I really am enjoying connecting with you in this way. And like I said, once again, if anybody wants to come on, let me know and I'll put the link out again. And honestly, I think that was a mistake. You realize the internet was really put out it was really the military that did that. And I think what it did was it connected us in a way that nobody expected that we would take to it. Yeah. Yeah, I have to watch my time not to go crazy with it. Yeah. So anyway, to me, I look at it and I think to myself, we need our abilities now more than ever because we are hoodwinked now more than ever. We are more we're in a lot of danger right now. The world is a really wild place right now. On the other hand, if our abilities come online, if we all end up with our abilities online, we'll be able to handle all of this. My guides told me so. They tell me, they say, you can handle this. You have the ability to change all this. And I think that's what somebody doesn't want. That's what's so dangerous about it all, is that we do have the ability to change everything and really change some of this stuff right out of existence. I believe that is what the fear is that we're going to put some people out of business. You know, if everybody suddenly comes online and has gifts, you know, and everybody says, you know, I don't want this crap to happen. Well, that crap's going to have to stop happening. And I think there are people who just, knowledge is power, you know. Yeah, bombarded with garbage all day, but what it's doing, what it's really doing, and a lot of us have noticed this. And I mean, there are people with much bigger audiences than I have, much bigger followings, huge followings, who say this, is that what it is really doing is waking us up, having to push against this. There's evil, and then there's progressive evil, and it's a theory, but it's a way of explaining the fact that sometimes when you yank somebody's chain too many times, they get strong enough to break that chain. They get strong enough, angry enough, smart enough to break that chain. So I think we're hitting that time. We're getting to the point where we very well could break the chains. And I think somebody's really worried about that. So tough. They can't hold it back. Everything that's happening is really driving us forward, because we're getting to the point. I hear so many people like right on the edge of, we're not going to take it anymore. In fact, there was a video to that effect. Somebody made a video using, we're not going to take it anymore. And Dee Snider got all bent out of shape and says, I don't want my song being used like that. You know, Twisted Sister. But honestly, it's kind of my anthem too. It's like, we ain't going to take it. Just because you're dishing it out doesn't mean I'm buying it, okay? Just because you're putting this pesticide food in the store doesn't mean I'm going to buy it. And if you try to make me buy it, I will go on a freaking hunger strike. And I've done it. I mean, there were times when I have been really broke, and I would rather fast than eat some kind of crap that's going to make me sick. And, you know, that's just the way I am. And people, I mean, I've actually literally had people say, when you get hungry enough, you'll eat. It's like, I lost 80 pounds one time in about 5 months because I just wouldn't eat I was kind of starving. I couldn't afford what I knew I needed, and so I would just fast. I would just say, I don't really need it, and I'd ignore it. And I actually lost 80 pounds that way. So, yeah, don't doubt my resolve when I feel the need is great, because I knew I couldn't let myself down that way. There's too much to do. I mean, I may not have a family, but I do have some friends and people who I love who are depending on me to be who I am. And when you come online, you'll find you have the same thing. Everybody has their unique gift, and you, almost 2 weeks, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, nice Joyzy band. Magayan. Is that the way we say it? Oh, it's Flash. Magayan. Uh, yeah, it's some of us are just really hard-headed, you know. Cookie, I think you got some gifts in maybe in hiding, or maybe you already know and you're just not telling us. Yeah, you go through these times and it's kind of a test too. How resolved are you towards your path? How resolved are you? This is something I didn't know. I didn't know that the remote viewers that they had, and I mean, this is the real version of Psychor. Somebody was saying in one of the videos I watched, they were saying what they fed them was steak. Sorry, vegans. What they fed them was steak because steak helps you make a particular kind of chemical. Beef does. So it's kind of interesting. Some of our abilities may be tied up with the cow, which is a sacred animal in some parts. I don't quite understand it, but somehow beef helps us make a particular chemical that makes you a particular strong remote viewer and effector. And I mean, these are the people that they use for assassins. So we're not going to go too much down that rabbit hole, but I think probably that is exactly it, Chris. You have gifts and you're not aware, because I wasn't aware of a lot of mine either. You know, it's like you have superpowers. If you're exhausted a lot, you got to ask yourself, what superpowers am I exerting that I don't know that I'm doing it? You know, everybody has these abilities that it will wear you the freak out when you're using them, because we use them, we don't even think about it. You probably do. I feel that you do. I feel very strongly. I am going to do readings from here too, and I will do some classes on readings if you like. If you like me to have classes on how to do readings, uh, um, I both with cards and with other tools, and also just clairvoyantly, how to get your clairvoyant reading abilities going. We can do some of that. I'm so conditioned. Bomber says, I'm so conditioned to not eating that my body easily ignores hunger and I miss meals and sometimes days go by. I do too. And then I wonder why I feel crummy. Please do the readings. Okay, I absolutely will set that up and have stuff ready to be able to do the readings. I can do some things just totally clairvoyantly, but because I'm doing this on the live stream and trying to watch everything else too, it would be nice to have my little focus handy, my cards. And I read animal medicine cards and Native American cards. Wait a minute. Sacred Path cards and animal medicine cards, both by Jamie Sams. I read both the Sams decks and I read them together because really they make more sense to me. And I really feel they would to you too, Bomber, because you're so close to nature. These are Native American teachings. And it made sense to me instantly. Whereas I look at a deck of Rider-Waite's and they meant almost nothing to me at first. I had to learn them. They didn't speak to me. You want to buy a deck of cards or any tool, make sure it speaks to you. Okay? Yeah, Chris, I just told you, you have gifts you don't know about. You, and you too, Bum. Yeah, both of you. You have gifts. How can I connect to my tarot cards? You need to find a deck that speaks to you. No matter how beautiful they are, I had several decks before I found something that spoke to me. If they're not speaking to you, you'll never be able to do quite as good of a reading as you can do once you find a deck that really speaks to you. And everybody seems to have a certain particular kind of deck that is their deck. They're one that speaks to the imagery, the vibe that speaks to them. Mine happens to be Native American based because they're very nature related. So to me, it makes sense. you know, that's one of the criteria for me now when I get a tool. Does it speak to me at all? Does the stone, before I buy a crystal or a stone or something, does it speak to me? If they don't speak to me, would it be better to wait for better cards to find their way? Yes, you would. You can practice with those. Practice, learn them. It's good to learn. I mean, it's nice because if somebody else is doing a reading for you, you can kind of practice looking at the cards and finding out what they say, you know, they mean, and so on, and so that you can kind of follow along. But I would say, oh, hey, Whitey. I call you like my racist phone call. YT, FP, Chris, other Chris. How you doing? Glad to see you here, hon. How you doing? Anyway, yeah, it's if the deck doesn't speak to you, it's kind of a waste of money to me. I wasted money on it because they're pricey. Card decks are. I wouldn't bother. You know what? There are easier ways. If I were you, and you don't have a lot of money, I'd start with a pendulum. I really would, because you can make a pendulum out of almost anything. You know what? Yeah, this, hey, you know what? If I get some money together, really, I will get unlimited, and we'll do unlimited streaming, and then I won't have to worry too much about time. But it's going to be like $250 to do that, so, or something. So that's going to have to be put on hold until I start making some, if I ever start making some money on this channel. I'll put it aside to do that, but you know, and then we'll have unlimited, and this can just be our hangout, like they do on they do that with Beyond the Veil. Beyond the Veil, they will hang out for 4 hours, you know, taking calls and whatever, you know. And I would do the same darn thing with y'all because I love you. You guys are great. You know what? You are one of the best chat rooms I have ever been. Just how limited or how long or how often our streams last until then. Yeah. Yeah, just for now. Yeah. Hey, good day. Hey, Rotman's here. Yay, Ken. Hi, Ken. Yeah, good to see you here. I'm so happy people are showing up. Gosh. Yeah, I think I'm going to run a little while. And so y'all can come in and see me. I finally got a live stream. We're talking about just all kinds of things. Just all kinds of things, metaphysical and paranormal and stuff. We're talking about mostly about gifts right now, about how to use your gifts and how to develop them. Yeah, I would say start with a pendulum. It's the easiest thing to make, and the easiest thing to do is to start working first with a pendulum. And with a pendulum, it's very simple. Like you can find something that means something to you. I'll do it right now. I'll show you. It's this easy. And people have their special pendulums and their special crystals and that help and all that. And that's great and all. But really what it is you take something and make it not too, I like mine to be not too heavy. Can you see this? Okay. And then you make sure you ask for only your highest and best guides. And once again, I will say, your highest and best guides are some version of you, always. Okay? They are really some version of you that knows more than you do. I'm very convinced of that. If you go to my other videos and look at the Divine Mother and Father, they are a version of me. Okay, they're me in some place, somewhere, some version of me. I know they are. But once again, it was like talking to me in the future. I didn't realize in this dream that I was talking to myself in the future, you know, and now I look at my pictures and what I look at my face right now. It's like, yeah, that's the woman I was talking to in that dream. I was talking to me. This is not really a, can you see this? For some reason, I'm trying to get it. It's just a little bobble on a string, in a chord. That's all it is when it's reacting now. Okay, so all you do is you hold it, you leave some length, about that long. See, I'll show you, about this long. Okay, you hold it like this. This is the way you calibrate it. You say only the highest and best guides. That's all I will allow to speak with me through this. And show me yes. Now you notice it's moving. Can you see this? It's moving. That is a yes. That I have learned is a yes for me. Show me yes. Okay, stop. Show me no. Now you notice it's going side to side. Okay, once you've calibrated, that's called calibrating it. Now, is my name Diane? It's telling me yes. Okay, stop. My name is Slarty Bartfast. No. Okay. I have calibrated it now. That is how you calibrate it. Now you can ask a question. Is there such a thing as Sasquatch? Of course there is. Of course there is. Is there a heck of a lot more to Sasquatch than we're likely to ever know anytime soon? Heck yeah. Okay. So really, it's that easy. And when if you want to remove the comment from the screen, scroll up to Bomber's message. It should be highlighted in blue. What comment? A blue. No. What am I removing? No, I'm sorry, I don't see it. Highlighted in blue. Let me see if anything is highlighted in blue. No. Nothing from what I'm looking at is highlighted in blue at all. It's all black. All of it. Everything is black, and the little YouTube thing is all red. I don't know, Mog. I don't know. Do I have a different version or something? I don't know. Okay, we're talking about the StreamYard screen with the comment on the screen. Maybe. There is a... Okay, I'm looking at something on this. I just went full screen. How do I get out of it? Oh, exit full screen. Okay. Hey, I learned something there. Live viewers, 6. I have 6 whole viewers on my first live stream. Boy, that's good. Ta-da! You see it. I don't see it. Why don't I see it? Why don't I see it? I'm in my stream. Okay, wine. Somebody want to bring some cheese with that wine? I'm sorry, Mog. I don't see it. I don't see it. Quasi, I tell you. Exit solo layout. I don't know. Oh, that is probably like up here. Okay, I sort of see what's going on there, but that isn't it either. Well, freak. I can't find it. Oh, highlighted in blue. I found it. I'm one of the most irresponsible people. You all keep making me up. And what do I do about it? I can't find anything that I can do about it. No, when I do that, all that happens is I go full screen. Oh, let me see if going full screen does it give me any other options. Remove some from my stream. Remove from my stream. Yikes. I'm too close. You're going to see my not perfect teeth. My teeth are far from perfect. I'm far from perfect. I'm not perfect. Let me tell you, I am definitely, I wish this would have happened when I was young and gorgeous. I was gorgeous at one time, but now I'm just kind of cute. Click the one that is blue. I'm clicking it and nothing is happening. Darn. Nothing's happening with it. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to. It says up here, I'm clicking something that says remove from stream. Is that it? No. Okay. I can't find it. I'm sorry. Doggone. I should figure that out. I can't see it. I'm going to have to read up on it. Okay, I'll read up on it so that I can get rid of things like that. I'm going to have to figure out why this is not letting me do anything with it. Banners, let me see. Maybe I can do this. No. Okay. Oh, I got it. I got it off of there. I just had to put my own banner up for a minute. Okay. Now, Oracle of Kent. See, I've been playing with some things. Comments. Comments. Okay, we're back to comments. Okay, I got some things done. Yay. Thank you for helping me learn. I really appreciate that. I don't see any difference in chat. I'm so sorry, Mog. I don't see it. Let me see if I can. Yeah, all I see when I click on anything is put user in timeout or block user. That's all I see. I don't know why. Oh, I did do it. Okay. Yeah, we're all learning from this. I love you guys. I really do. I hope you know that. You're the best darn chat room. I have been to other chat rooms. Let me tell you, I have been to some sucky chat rooms where they are just so, they freaking ignore each other. Or maybe one or two of them will talk, but it's like they're all, oh, the host, will they notice me? You know, it's or something. It's so weird. It's like, but we're so cool that no matter what's going on, even if the subject matter is only mildly interesting, we kind of make our own entertainment in a chat. Yeah, this is the test stream. Quote unquote test stream. It's going very well for a test stream, actually. I think so. Yeah. So, yep, but there is a banner moving across my screen. And I like it. I like it that way. Because I'm the Oracle of Kent. Let me see if I can do anything about that. Now it's going to say I'm the gangsta shaman. Now what is it going to say? This is a comment. Okay. And this is also an example of a comment. And okay. So, yeah, I can create all kinds of banners, I guess, scrolling across my screen. And, well, I'll just let them scroll. What the heck? I'll be the gangsta shaman. I don't care. That's fine with me. Let me get back to comments. Sure, why not? Yeah, we're our own party, okay? So we could go to anybody. I think we'd go to anybody's stream and probably take it over. It doesn't really matter what the content is. We got our own party going. It's so funny. But I like that. I really like, as a matter of fact, I want you guys to be a big, big part of the show. I want you to be in this with me. You know, we're like a family. We really are. The bus rolls on. That's right. Now you're on my bus. Might be a spaceship, though. You got to watch it. My bus is a spaceship. People of the earth, can you hear me? Came a voice from the sky on a magical night. I don't know if anybody remembers that. That's Children of the Sun. That Billy Thorpe or something did that one. Yeah, I think mine is a spaceship, probably hitching a ride with those double bubbles that go across the sky. Now, I don't know why. I know they're a double bubble. That is like a code name for them. That's why the double bubble gum. That must have been about the time that they saw those, started seeing those. Need a bumper sticker that says my other bus is a spaceship. I'll make one. Of course it's a UFO, he says. Chris Jarvis is like, well, of course it's a UFO. You're from Ohio. Duh. You know, I mean, we're right next to the Great Lakes Triangle. And it's like the Bermuda Triangle. A lot of people don't realize the Bermuda Triangle. We don't need no stinking Bermuda Triangle. We got the Great Lakes Triangle right up the road. Hey, we don't need no stinking badgers. I don't need any bad. Do anybody need any badgers? Anybody know where they're giving away badgers? I don't need one, no, not really. Anyway, bumper sticker. Yeah, you know what? I want to make some merch, man. I want to have merch just like everybody else. Merch. I'm an artist, so I can do that, you know. Wait until you see some of the stuff I do. The person who helps me with my place, because I am a disabled person. You don't know the half of it. This Evie has taken a lot of damage. I've repaired a lot of it, but some of it just doesn't want to go away. And maybe it will go away. I'm hoping it will eventually go away. But that I will be able to heal myself. And that seems to be another thing about shaman, is you almost always end up with some chronic thing that you have to learn how to heal. And a lot of them I have. So that's one of the things that you learn, one of the ways you learn. And actually, if you think about it, it would almost have to be that way because, you know, humans are just lazy fucks. Really, if you don't have to, you're not going to learn anything. You know, you're going to play, right? You know, some of this stuff is kind of hard. And unless it's really bothering you, you're not going to do anything about it, you know? So I think that's why that happens, is like you start learning all of these things to help yourself or a good friend or your family or a loved one, somebody. And that is how you learn. You learn things from it. Just like I'm learning from this live stream. You learn by doing it. for like 2 weeks. Yes, absolutely. And I've had doctors, I've heard that some doctors will say, well, avoiding gluten won't do you any good unless you have celiac disease and yada, yada, yada. However, okay, experiential proof works for me. There are a lot of people who experience that they feel better when they stay away from gluten. Maybe not entirely, like I'm not entirely gluten-free, but I'm pretty much gluten-free for the most part. I don't eat a lot of bread, and I don't eat a lot of gluten-y stuff. And when I do, I make sure to take something to help me deal with that. So that's a great thing that you're doing. You really, that's another thing. They want everything to be so sterile. Bacteria is what makes kimchi and all of the fermented foods. They would not exist without bacteria. Your gut biome would not exist without friendly bacteria. You wouldn't be able to digest anything. If you kill all your bacteria, you can't digest anything, and people die from that. That's one of the ways people die, is they kill all of their gut bacteria, and they can't digest anything anymore. Yeah, kombucha is another one. Yogurt's another one. Kefir, and you know what the funny thing is? Kefir, it says on the package, on the bottle, it says that it means good feeling. And honestly, when I drink that stuff, I feel good. It's true. There are bacteria that will make you feel happier. And those are being killed by some of this crap in food that we take in food. I mean, especially the glyphosate, I think. And that's another thing. Working in the soil. I read about this. There are bacteria in the soil that will actually make you happy. How many people even touch the earth anymore? I want to learn to make kombucha. I want to make some kombucha. I want to start making it. I'm going to have to set things up so that I can make it. And basically see, if I can get that going. I had a friend who was making it for a while, man. He made excellent kombucha. I love this stuff. Love it. Yeah, happy face emojis in my tummy parts. Yeah, the probiotics, my stomach loves it. And actually, it will make you happy because you'll feel good. And when you feel good, you actually do accomplish more. And let's see, yogurt, sauerkraut every day. Yeah, now you're getting the yucky stuff. Yeah, don't buy that. It's too easy to make. I bet you do, Mugs. I think we all know that there are some plants that can make you happy. There are little friends, our little green friends. There are definitely some plants that can make us happy. So, kraut, you know what? It's not that hard to make kraut. In fact, it's not that hard to make your own. I got to get back to that because I was doing it for a while, making my own fermented food because, as it turns out, this chiropractic doctor was on, and he's one of the ones that gets his videos banned a lot. So, he's probably pretty good, right? Because a lot of his videos get taken down by YouTube. So he must be onto something. I'm probably putting myself at risk by saying that, right? But this is all in game. This is all a game. We're just talking about a game here. This isn't real. None of it's real. Nope, this is a Matrix. You're in a game. You're in a big LARP. You're in a big old video game here. Yeah, this is just in-game comments. Yeah, that's all it is. Oh, yeah. Bubblegum Kush. Yeah, sauerkraut. Oh, that's easy. Sauerkraut is easy. As a matter of fact, you can make it raw. You don't even have to cook it. All you have to do is get very pure water, salt. That's what this guy said. Here, I told you I would be doing some cooking on this. I told you I would be doing food and stuff on this channel too. Yeah, we're kind of going over a smattering of all kinds of stuff I'm going to be doing here. One of the things is, yes, all you need is a clean container, very clean. I would say boil it, and the lid that you're going to use, and make sure that it is an airtight one. But it can be any jar. As long as you can make it airtight, you're fine. And then you take salt water, and then you wash your vegetables really good, and you chop them up so that they fit in there, and you put them in the salt water, and make sure the salt water covers it, and don't pack it loose, pack it tight. And then you just leave it on your shelf for a couple of weeks and check it every now and then to see how it's doing. That is how you make fermented food. And of course, people are trying to get you to throw stuff. I really wonder, did people find out about fermented food by being like in a famine or something and being really hungry and saying, I'm starving, I'm gonna eat this anyway. It smells horrible, but I'm starving, I'm gonna eat it anyway. And then they eat it and find out, hey, I feel pretty good actually. I don't know. That's my theory. Yeah, mason jar. That's what I used. Ceramic crock is nice. 5-gallon bucket, a plate and a rock to keep it down. But you really don't need anything. This guy was doing it. He said he was making his own. All you need is a jar with a good lid. That's it. You can make it if you have a jar with a good lid, like a mason jar. You can just put it in the jar with salt water. It already will have the bacteria in it from being exposed to the air and from the vegetables. There'll be some bacteria on the vegetables. When you put it in the salt will help keep the harmful stuff at bay. And the other stuff will start turning that into your fermented vegetable. And that's the way he was doing it. And he fermented everything. He fermented, and he said he really loved fermented celery the best. That was his favorite. Yeah, it isn't hard. We need to get back to this. We really do. Yeah, natural soda. Yeah, you can do that. You can make natural soda. I haven't done it. I've done it accidentally, made wine. I've accidentally made wine. I left grape juice in a container and let it be. And it was open, and I left it, and I came back, and it was sure enough was wine. And almost on the verge of turning into vinegar. That's also how you make vinegar. Yeah. You don't even need the sugar. You can even do it without sugar. Yeah. Would it be beneficial to put parchment paper between the jar and lid? No. You don't need to. I don't know. Maybe it'd help. I have never tried it. I never heard anybody doing it, but it could. And if you try it and it helps, let us know. We'd love to know. And bear with bread. What's bear with bread? Or you mean beer? Chris, beer. Okay. Is the chiropractor doctor in Kent? Dr. Kent? Oh, is he Dr. Kent? I don't remember what his name was. I watched him for a while, but YouTube kept pulling his stuff, and he got upset about it. I don't think so. I don't think his name was Kent. As a matter of fact, I think I have heard about Dr. Kent, though. I think I have run across him. He was another one of these people. Literally asking for a friend. Literally. I'll see if I can find him again. But he was a smart guy. I watched his videos. I think he was right on a lot of points. And, you know, unfortunately, bad things happen to people like that. We got to change that. That's why I want y'all to come online. I want y'all to learn how to use your gifts, and between us all, and I know this is going to sound like, I know what this is going to sound like. It's going to sound hokey as hell. But we can change the world. We literally can. I've been told we can. I believe it. I know what I can do. I know what my friends can do who can do this kind of thing. There is no reason that you can't also, if you want to, if you try, if it's important to you. Sure you can. And if we all take that attitude, shit is gonna change. Shit's gonna change. I tell you right now. It's gonna happen anyway. There are plenty of people who are doing this now. They got nothing but time. See, that's the thing that backfired. You put people in lockdown, they got nothing better to do but to look into things now. Now they got time to think. When they start thinking, they start realizing a few things. Yeah, they start checking into stuff, and then pretty soon they're trying stuff. And then pretty soon you got a revolution, which is what we're having. This is what we're going to have. So, and this is how it's going to happen. Sweet beet kvass. I want to make beet kvass. I don't know what that is, but it sounds good. I like beets. I know that not everybody likes beets, but I have, you know what? It's hard to find beets that still have the darn greens on them. And I love beet greens. They're really good greens as far as greens go. They're a lot like, they're smooth like spinach when you cook them. If you cook them right, they're really mild tasting. But when you put the bacon and the onions and the garlic with them, boy, are they good. Here we go with the cooking channel again, right? Well, really, this is a holistic approach. I mean, we should be holistic about it. We should be thinking about all of this. This is all part of us. Your spirit and your body are connected. So you got to take care of your body in order for your spirit to be happy too. There's probably a keto version of everything. Beets and salt in a jar. Yeah. Is that how you do it? You just put beets and salt in a jar? Yeah. Yeah. Because that's what this guy was saying. You just put salt water. You put your vegetable in your salt water, or your fruit or whatever in your salt water. And then it will turn into, after a few weeks, the bacteria will turn it into fermented food. It's that easy. So I'm going to start doing it again. Beets and salt in a jar, a kvass. I'm going to have to try it. I've got beets. I'll try it. Yeah, keto's not the same as gluten. It's a little different. Yeah, they're very good. Well, they're good for stamina. My friend who is a runner is also a shaman and also a homeopath. And he eats beet greens every day. He takes actually beet green capsules every single day. As a runner, he says it really helps him. So if you can't eat beets and you don't like them, you can get the capsules and it will help give you stamina, which I need to get back from some of the stuff that happened to me. I'm trying to get my stamina back because I've had a lot of stuff happen. But yeah, you take those beet greens and you put a little bacon, you put a little garlic, you put a little pink Himalayan salt. Who likes pink? Everybody got some pink Himalayan salt? It's real cheap now. You should if you don't. And, you know, if you don't want to use bacon, you can use butter or olive oil, Probably coconut oil. Mm-hmm. Oh, you going? Okay, sweetheart. Thanks, Mog. Uh, Thank you for being a solid guy and coming in. Night, Mog. What happened? I think I accidentally hid his post. I figured it out though. That's how you do it. I think I did that. Oh, great. Yeah, you're getting some soon. What? Root veggies? Night, Mog. Root veggies? What are you getting more of soon? Or getting some soon, Chris? You guys are going to have so much fun when you get together if you don't kill each other. Chopped with romaine. Oh, yeah. Yeah, pink salt. It's not that expensive anymore. You can find it in Mark's. You can even find it in Aldi's. But you can find it in Mark's. You can find it at the Dollar Tree. I'm not kidding. I walked in and purchased a little bag of pink salt for $1 at the Dollar Tree. No joke. There you go. Just lick your salt lamp. I don't advise it because really the way that the salt lamp works is by condensation, and it traps all the particles through the condensation that it makes and blah, blah, blah. So you'll be licking all the dirt that it traps. But then, hey, cat'll do it. Doesn't kill them. There you go. You know what? It's funny because sometimes I can intend stuff and it just shows right up, and sometimes I have to wait a while. But sometimes I intend and I get multiples. So I ended up with like 4 different pink salt lamps because I intended a salt lamp, and I ended up with like 4 or 5 of them. Yeah, oh, make sure it's plugged in. Yeah, that's an ongoing joke. With Sawdust Beast, what? What's the ongoing joke? I want to know the joke. Is it an in joke? They keep growing. Is that it? Anyway, make sure it's plugged in. Cheap Thrills. Oh, yeah, Cheap Thrills. Well, you guys, I'm coming up on 1:42, and I think I'm going to stop this stream at 2 hours. And I think that's a pretty good run for my first time out. And I really appreciate you being here. So it's about another 15 minutes. I'm going to let it go. But honestly, this is so much fun. I know that when I get the money, I'm going to want to bump it up to unlimited so that I can just hang out with y'all. Okay, had a headache, and okay, Bomber says, I had a headache and I suggested she do salt on the tongue and drink room temperature water trick. She said she didn't have any, just the lamp. And we were telling her to lick the lamp. You lamp licker. Okay. You damn lamp lickers. I knew it. Y'all are a bunch of lamp lickers. I don't know what that means. Is that code for something? It is $250 a year. That's how you save $60. I can't really afford the 25 a month either, Cookie. Not right now. As a matter of fact, I have some stuff going on I have to take care of, but I will take care of it. I suppose I could get on the monthly plan and then come up with the 200 at some point, but yeah, I'd have to come up with $25 extra from somewhere. Pull it out of some orifice. Yeah, maybe if I get some merch, maybe I can sell some merch. I don't know. If you ever go to the Sawdust Beast group, you'll see it come up at some point. Okay, Sawdust Beast group. You know what? I tried to find his Oh, is it a group on MeWe? Or is it you talking about his channel? $25 is how much it is for unlimited live stream a month on StreamYard, which is another option if I could get that together. If I can move some stuff around, I may be able to jockey some expenses around and get that. I don't know. Sasquatch group. Okay. We don't need to see no orifice. What prefaced that? Seeing orifices. You guys out there doing something I don't know about? There are free alternatives. Oh no, like OBS that are free. I don't know. This is just the one I know about. This is free, but only 20 hours a month. Most people find that's not enough once they get going, once they get rolling. So, oh hell yeah, well, we could talk about stuff like this every damn night. If I had unlimited, I'd put it on every night, and this would just be our freaking chat room. We could invite all the people, and this would be our chat room. Oh, money out of some orifice. Watch me while I pull a rabbit out of this hat. Not likely. Don't worry, not too many orifices. Just my mouth. That's it. Sorry. Okay, I get it now. I love you guys. Streaming software. This is a service. This is a streaming service. The software comes with it. Lolly. That's 5 hours a week. Yeah, for a little bit. That's what I'm thinking. 5 hours a week. We can probably do like 2 hours twice a week and maybe 1 hour once, or give us a buffer if we go over or something. Yeah, maybe we can figure out, but help me figure out days when to come on when I'm not, bumping anybody or stepping on anybody's toes, so we can have more people come in. Imagine how much fun it'll be when we have 80 people in chat. In the middle of the night. That'd be funny. 80 people in chat, all chatting in the middle of the night about all of this metaphysical stuff. It's like, that's what BTV does. That they go for hours. They literally, I've seen them. I have fallen asleep, and 4 hours later, they're still going. Yeah, we can have like a marathon one day or something. But yeah, I think that'll be when I can get unlimited. I have to. I know I'll need to get unlimited at some point. I know that. But see, the reason I need it now is because YouTube makes you have a certain number of people before, certain number of subscribers before they'll let you stream live. StreamYard doesn't care. They'll let you stream anyway. So it doesn't matter how many you have. And I can have up to 6 guests for free too. So I can have 6 of you in here chitty-chatting away. And with the paid program, you have 10. You can have up to 10, and you have unlimited hours. So, yeah. Yeah. On Sundays, the only shows that are really on is Daniela's in the Portal. Okay, well, like I said, help me figure out sometimes, and we'll set it up so that we have our lovely streams and chats here, and we'll talk about all this stuff that you have questions about. We'll, like I said, recipes and everything. It's all part of the story, It's a unit. Your body, your spirit, and your mind, and it's a set. You can't break them up. BFO. What's BFO? Bigfoot Odyssey. Bigfoot Odyssey. Oh, yeah, it's the feds. They're checking on us. Okay, so I think I'm going to make one of them Sunday. And maybe, what is this? This is Tuesday, Monday. I think Monday and Sunday are not taken. Not too much on Monday or Sunday. I go to the Rachel Rain Strauss live streams. She did one on the debate. She mates a few years now. She's funny. Oh, when's that? 11 or 12 Eastern. Okay. Well, for some reason, I've turned into a night owl now. Whereas before I was falling asleep, now I'm awake. I don't know why. But hey, we'll work it out. Get with me on MeWe and we'll discuss it and we'll plan it out so that we can have it just the way we want it, okay? And really, we're getting to the end of 2 hours. We already ate up 2 hours, and I would love to talk to you some more, but actually, I'm getting hungry now. Rachel got kicked out of Hollywood because of chemtrails? Now you start talking about the interesting stuff. We've got 9 minutes, and then I'm going to end it. Seasonal shifts. You know what? I think I had a case of the seasonal shifts. BFO is Sunday night. What time Sunday night? Bomber is BFO. Yeah, I don't want to mess with Duke. I don't want to mess with Duke. He seems pretty tough. Well, you can tell me about it on MeWe or something. Yeah, I think I'm getting ready to close this down and go get something to eat because we've been talking about all of this food and stuff, and I haven't eaten yet. Rachel Reenstra. Oh, okay. Never heard of her. But I'll go check her out sometime. Why not? Okay. Got about 7.5 minutes. Okay, loves. You are, 9 p.m. Eastern is BFO. Darn. Because that's when I was hoping to do it. How is 8? How does it sound? 8 o'clock, which is 2 hours before Portal here. Oh, we got to figure this out. We'll figure it out. Help me figure it out, guys, okay? I love y'all. I got to end it now so that I have some time for later in the week. You've made this really a wonderful stream, and I am so happy to have you as my friends. You are still the best chat room ever. Honey, you're the best ever. Nobody ever told you that. They have now. Go after Portal on Sunday. Yeah, I was thinking of that, after Portal on Sunday. And then, yeah, right after Portal. Okay. We'll plan on that. So if I plan on having a guest, I'll have it right after the Portal. I'm going to try and get Deb on. I'm going to try and get a few other people on that I know. Yeah. Yeah, we love you. And really, we have built a family and it's going to go even higher. We're going to get, we're going to get high. We're going to get higher. It's even going to get better than this. I think really, for a while I was seeing some doom and gloom. Not too much. I knew we were going to get through it, and I think what I was seeing was the Antifa and that stuff. And when I was talking about possible famines, I think that happened with um, the the plague of insects that some places were having all kinds of insect plague stuff. But and so some places they did experience that. Most of us did not have to go through that. Yay, let's all get high together. High on stream. Man, you got some stream? Man, I need some stream. I need stream, man. Got to clean my messy place up first. Clean your messy place up. Either that or just take it really close up, like I did. I'm taking it so close up so you don't see my place. High is good. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I just take my gummies. I just take my gummies and smear a little hemp cream on me. That feels pretty good. Actually, I found this hemp cream. It's Fantasy Hemp. If anybody finds it, Fantasy Hemp Cream. Oh, that stuff was good. And now it's unavailable. Oh, Tasmania? 200 pilot whales beached. Oh. Well, yeah. You don't want a sugar high, exactly. Yeah. Well, that's terrible, Ken. I hate to hear that kind of thing. That's terrible. Oh. You know, I think it's because the magnetic fields keep shifting around, and a lot of animals use magnetic fields to do stuff. In fact, did you know that dogs pee and poop? That's why they spin around. They check the magnetic. They can somehow sense the magnetic field, and that's why they do all of those maneuvers. Somebody tested this. I'm like, okay, I knew dogs were weird, but you know, they have weird senses we don't have. Why don't we have that? I want to know which way to poop too. Yeah, that's horrible. That's really sad. Yeah, that's probably part of it too. Well, they're setting off dynamite. What are they doing? Explosives and stuff? It probably deafens them. I mean, look what they use to find their way. I mean, if they go deaf, how are they going to find their way? Yeah, it could be pole shift. It could be the magnetic field. It keeps oscillating, and it does right now. We've got the magnetic field going a little crazy, and really, that's what the veil is. The magnetosphere. Uh, the veil has something to do with that, is what they're saying. Maybe it's all of it together. Maybe once again, it's the perfect cocktail, just like I was saying before. It's a perfect cocktail for disaster. Two kangaroos started fighting. Well, you know what? I lived near a siren that would go off regularly on Wednesday. It was the most unnerving thing. I lived there for 18 years. Oh my God, I got used to it, but really the first few times it was horrible. And if you go off when you're too near it, it's just so disorienting. I was walking right by it one time when it went off, and it just scared the crap out of me, and I couldn't even walk straight. It was like I was spinning and just about to fall on the ground. It was so disorienting. But then again, that's just a me sort of thing. Yeah, sonic weapons. Yeah, yeah, sonar. Okay, that's great. I'm glad they saved some of them. You know, who knows about animals? They've got their own ideas of how they want to live their lives. Okay, my lovelies, my dear friends and my family, I love you all, and it is time to close this down. Okay, make some waves. That's what I always say at the end. I love you. Bye-bye.